Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. Achaturvadano Brahma Dvibahuraparo Harihi Abhalalochana Shambhuhu Vande Tam Badarayanam. When the student in us is ready, the Lord Himself takes the form of a guru and appears in our lives. This dialogue between the guru and the disciple is what we have as the various scriptures, especially the Upanishads. Now, what is this instruction that the guru gives when being asked by or questioned by the disciples? So we find that for every field of knowledge, we need a valid means. We had taken an example of the flower, and the reality of the flower can conclusively be understood only with the sense of touch. There may be other means that may reveal that knowledge to me, but valid means is that which is a confirmation. If through the valid means I have known, means that knowledge cannot be refuted. In this realm of inward journey, discovering our own self, what is the valid means of knowledge? Because every means of knowledge will have to be according to the field of knowledge. So if it has to be something related to the past, I cannot demand that I want to see it, only then I will believe. History cannot be known by direct perception. It is not possible. So I have to have faith in somebody who has documented, and maybe they have seen or they have also got this information from another valid means of knowledge. Similarly, if it is literature, poetry, I need to have some empathy. I need to have some emotion involved. Only then I'll be able to understand the depth, the beauty. But in fields like mathematics, etc., I need logic. There I cannot emotionally decide. Today I feel 2 plus 2 should be 6. Today it's more warm, so I think we should have 6. Yesterday we had 4, and tomorrow maybe we'll come down to 5. Let's see how it goes. We'll decide tomorrow what to. We can't do that. Logic. This plus this has to be, and it cannot change. Underwater, it will be same. In the space, it will be the same. So there are so every field of knowledge needs an appropriate, valid means of knowledge. Now, in this field of knowledge, what would be the appropriate means? Can it be the experience of anybody? Can it be what the majority experiences? These are also sometimes, these also become for us, a means of knowledge. But are they valid means? No, everybody is doing that. Can this be a valid means of knowledge? Everybody says so. So just because the majority is doing something, can that be considered to be true or real? No. There was this king, he had this fancy of dressing up every day and coming in front of the subjects, and all the subjects used to be, just praising him, just to be in his good books, just to get his favors. This kept happening. When a wise man was there, he said, such a king is no good. We have to wake him up, otherwise he's a good human being. But then this, he's crazy in this aspect. Something has to be done. So one day, he brought something. Nobody could see it. He said, this is the best garment, best dress. And the speciality of this is, only the one who has never sinned in his life can see it. Obviously, the king won't say, I can't see it. But I can't be a sinner. Maharaj, can you see this? He said, oh, so beautiful. What do my courtiers think? Now, nobody in the court wanted to say that I am a sinner. So he said, oh, fine garment, what designs, so beautiful. And the color will suit you, Maharaj. It is so. Maharaj said, okay, buy whatever it costs. And I am going to wear it tomorrow. Next day, he wore that invisible garment and came out to show it to the subjects. Everybody is praising, oh Maharaj. Everybody is noticing there's nothing on his body. But, oh, you look so good. Where was this garment so far? So many years we missed this. This is the one you should wear. So everybody, And the king also slowly started gaining confidence that it is really there, something is there, because he was also under doubt. So now everybody is saying, oh, very good, very good. Nobody is looking at each other, because nobody wants to be apprehended as a sinner. There was a little child. He wrote and he said, what are these people talking, these adults? What are they talking? He came up, he mustered up some courage, he straight away came up. He said, King, why are you not wearing anything today? And when the child said that, then slowly people started looking at each other. You also can't see? I'm not able. And that's when the king also understood, oh, really, there is nothing. Because I thought it was only me who am not able to see this. So just because the majority is saying that there is something he has worn, doesn't mean that is the truth. So that cannot be a valid means of knowledge. Everybody feels that I am the body. So does that make it true? It doesn't. And what is it that the Guru instructs? There has to be some basis, some foundation. The Guru cannot just like that, okay, come here, and you have just come here and you are asking about the self. Let me tell you what I think about it. That becomes dangerous. Because what is the basis of such knowledge? It cannot be what the Guru thinks. It's not a personal opinion. It's not some experience that suddenly somebody has and then say, okay, this is what is real. No, there has to be some basis. There has to be some kind of, when research is performed, we say that the result should be, we should be able to repeat it and arrive at the same result. Only then it is of any use. So, in this journey within discovering the self, the valid means of knowledge is the Veda. Vedahah Pramanah. Why Vedahah Pramanah? So it is said that because the subject matter is beyond the scope of our instruments. What are the instruments we have for knowledge? Generally the senses, the mind, intellect. With that we try and grasp things, understand things, classify things. Now that which is beyond the scope of the senses, the mind and the intellect, for that none of these instruments can be the valid means of knowledge because it is beyond the scope of these instruments. So that is why it is said, Atindriya Vishaye Vedaha Pramanah. Veda is Pramanam. Pramana means valid means in the field of knowledge that is beyond the scope of our senses, mind, etc. But why? What is so special about the Veda? The Veda is not written by somebody. Veda Vyasa only compiled it. Veda, the various mantras in the Veda is revealed knowledge. Revealed to those rishis who were in deep contemplation, in harmony with the totality, completely in tune with the entire universe. In that state, the knowledge that was revealed to them. We say in modern science that Newton discovered gravity. He discovered, he did not invent it. Gravity was always there, but Newton discovered. Now, do we mean to say at whatever age Newton discovered, he got that flash of genius as it is called? Do we mean to say before that Newton had never seen objects fall down? Although we are giving credit to Newton according to modern science. Our Upanishads, which are thousands of years old, their gravitation is talked about. In the Upanishad, it is there very clearly talked about. But we are not going there. Okay, we give credit to Newton. Okay, but Newton also, since childhood, he must be seeing objects falling. He must have thrown things and things must have fallen down. That time did not rise up in the sky. What was so special about that moment when the apple fell and he discovered? What was so special? In that moment, what happened? Did he not have the intelligence that was there at that moment? He had the intelligence, he had the intellectual capacity even before that. The previous day this did not happen. Why did it have to happen that particular day only? At that moment only? Because that day he was completely in tune with everything around and with it. Was completely peaceful, in tune, contemplative, and that moment when something fell down. How did it fall? Why did it not rise up in the sky? Maybe something is pulling it down. This is gravity. Why did it have to happen at that moment? If we understand this, our rishis spent their whole life at that realm. Their lifestyle was that of contemplation. That is why whenever we hear the word rishi or read the word rishi, the picture that comes to our mind, somebody sitting with eyes closed, because that was their lifestyle. So when in complete harmony with the entire universe, the secrets are revealed. And it is not just Newton or the ancient rishis. This happens with us also. It's not just Archimedes who, while bathing, suddenly discovered the principle of buoyancy. We have got so many solutions while bathing, have we not? We are no less than Archimedes. Something we are thinking about and we are not able to arrive at any conclusion. We are not able to understand the problem. Sometimes we understand the problem, but we are not able to solve it. And then we say, okay, let me take a break. Let me have quick shower and come back. And during that shower, it need not be only shower. It could be anything. Let me clean up the place, declutter, and then I'll get back to finding the solution. And while I am doing that, suddenly something happens. You're sitting down, chanting the name of the Lord, doing japa, and in that moments of quiet, suddenly some solution pops up. All of us must have had such experiences. Well, sometimes we may not notice, that's a different thing, but we all have had such experiences. Only that our discovery is just limited to our small little problems. And these rishis discovered the secrets of the entire universe. So that the significance of those discoveries is much more, and it is useful to the whole humanity. For us, it is just our petty problems, and then we get our little solutions, and we are happy. But that also is similar to these revelations. This revelation. And at that moment, I was not there. I completely lost the awareness of this individual existence. I am so much in harmony with the totality. Suddenly something came up. The secrets are revealed. You all must have watched this movie Kung Fu Panda. It's an old movie, many years ago. We all must have watched it. They've done workshops for children and youth based on that. In that Kung Fu Panda also, there's that moment. He looks at the scroll. All he can see is his own reflection. There's nothing written in it. And for ages together, people coveted that. They wanted the secret of supreme power. And suddenly, when they find it, it was blank, nothing written on it. They felt cheated. And then everything is given up. They say, okay, the bad guy will take over the land, let us all evacuate. And at that time, in a general conversation with his father, the father says, no, my business formula, I am going to give you the secret ingredient of my secret ingredient soup. I'm going to teach you, because now there's no kung fu in your life now. Now you have to sell soup only. Come to my business. So I am going to reveal to you the secret ingredient of the secret ingredient soup. Here, not saving the country. It is about soup for a livelihood. And he says, the secret ingredient to the secret ingredient soup is nothing. Nothing. This conversation is happening as they are moving out of the village. He says nothing. It's just that you have to believe there is some secret ingredient. Now that moment, this dragon warrior, his mind is constantly tuned with that scroll, which was blank, where he could see only his own reflection. His mind was tuned, and this conversation suddenly revealed that secret. Oh, all the power that is needed to protect this land is what I can see in that scroll, and that is me. Revealed. Secret is revealed. Why? Because the mind is tuned. Veda is this kind of revealed knowledge. So many examples we took just to understand that it is not something of the past and non-existent now. It is very much there in our lives also. The rishis who were living a contemplative life, they discovered these secrets of nature in every field. It is not just spiritual field. Every field. Metallurgy, chemistry, geology, oceanology, economics, statesmanship, warfare, every field. There was, all these secrets were revealed. And this revealed knowledge was passed on generation after generation, which is called the parampara. There was a guru and passed on to the shishyas, and those shishyas later on, they also lived a life in harmony with the nature. They confirmed those principles through their experience and then again kept on passing on to the next generation. And this revealed knowledge is not man-made knowledge. It is not written, composed by any human being. And that is why Veda is a body of knowledge that is valid, especially in the field which is beyond the scope of senses and mind, because this has not been created by the senses and mind. It is revealed at a time when the rishi was beyond the consciousness of the senses and mind. That is why when we hear in various Puranas and all, no, he was meditating for 1,000 years. We are like, what is this nonsense? 1,000 years, how can someone meditate? What is meant is, he went beyond time because he went beyond mind. Time is after all a concept in the mind. So, that which is revealed when one is beyond this consciousness of the senses and mind, only that revealed knowledge can be treated as a valid means of knowledge for the field which is beyond the senses and mind. So that is a Vedaha Apaurushyaha. Apaurushyaha means that which is not created by any person. And that is why Atindriya Vishaye Vedahah Pramanah. So this is because we have to understand, for this self-knowledge, Veda is the ultimate valid means. We have to understand this. Unless we understand its importance and its place in our journey within, we will not be able to connect to it the way we need to. So this revealed body of knowledge, later on compiled by Veda Vyasa, made into different texts, that is the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. And then Veda Vyasa passed on each text to his 4 disciples. So he gave one Veda to, so as such, Veda is one body of knowledge. Veda means knowledge. But as texts, we say there are 4 Vedas. But as knowledge, it is just one body of knowledge. So it is not created by a human being, and it is revealed, and it is considered to be the valid means for those subjects which are beyond the scope of the senses and mind. Now this revealed knowledge, when was this knowledge created? The question is, can knowledge be created? I started knowing something at a point. That is possible, yes. But can knowledge be created at some point? So since when is the knowledge of, let us say, physics? Since when is it? I knew it when I studied, okay. But since when is the knowledge of physics existing? All we can say is, since the time the physical world came into existence, since then the laws of physics exist. Somebody discovered it or not, somebody knew it or not, that's a different question. But the laws of physics existed since the time the physical world existed. If we understand this, then for us also, when we say all this, the entire secrets of the universe, this whole body called Veda, since when is the Veda in existence? All we can say is, since the very beginning of creation. Since that time it is there. Before that we don't know. But at least since then we are sure that it is there. Okay? So if it is there since the very beginning of creation, now very interesting. Whenever we buy anything today, all of us have this experience. We buy any product. Does it come with some literature? If it is a small little, let us say a chocolate, so there will be instructions in that also. They take off the wrapper because they don't believe that we would understand so much also. In our eagerness to enjoy it, we might put the wrapper also into the mouth. So take it off, peel off, and then whatever you find inside, to place it in your mouth, not in your nose, not in the ear, nowhere else, in the mouth. And then enjoy. That also has to be told. So there will be instruction. So simple 2-3 steps for something simple, basic. Then as the thing gets more sophisticated, it is an electronic device, electrical appliance. The instructions are more and more. Slowly it becomes a number of pages, then it becomes a booklet. Then they say we want to spend time in printing it. It is available online. Go online and you will get a PDF. It will run into hundreds of pages. You read all that. So there's a manual, user's manual, which is supposed to be read, and then we know how to use that appliance or gadget or whatever it is. When is that manual published or created? Along with the product. It has to be with the product. I can't say we are launching the product today and after 5 years we will have the manual also out. So till 5 years, what should we do? Wait. Buy the product today. After 5 years, we will give you the manual, you read it and then you use it. We can't do that. And we can't just publish the manual and say you buy the manual and you read it. By the time you finish reading, we will give you the product. That also, it has to be together. Whoever buys the product gets the manual with it. Now, who has written the manual? Can it be someone completely unrelated to the production of the appliance that we are buying? It has to be ideally the manufacturer or the research team, somebody who is related, who has created that product, has to be giving us instructions. It cannot be someone else. You buy this phone and write your own manual. Follow your own rules. We can't say that. You have to have guidance or instructions from the manufacturer. Okay. When are we supposed to read this manual? Before using, as we are using, or after using? No, because we don't spend too much of time reading the manual. They have a thicker version, and there is a small, what is it called? Quick steps or something like that. There'll be a, in a nutshell, and say, read this before you open the product. Read this first. Otherwise, you will only read what all mistakes you have committed and why it is not working. So read this first. And what does the manual say? It gives us a number of instructions, okay. But what is it all? What does it say? It guides us on how we can make use of that product in a way that we can derive maximum happiness out of it. If we understand this concept of product and the manual, now coming to the Veda is a body of knowledge that has been there right from the beginning of creation. Creation? What creation? This entire universe that we can see. Okay? So this universe is created, and along with that, don't we think there should be a user's manual? If a little phone needs a manual, if a chocolate needs instructions, then don't we think this world of plurality needs some guidance? So that manual is the Veda. And who has created? Not one who is a part of the creation. The creator who is beyond the creation. And what does it say? It guides us on how to make use of this product, this set of instruments, so as to derive maximum happiness. Tips for happy living. That is what the Veda gives us. When are we supposed to read? After retirement, I'll have some time. And after that, I pick up the Veda. First thing is, Puja Guruji very beautifully says, who is a senior citizen? Senior means what? Senior. You have to bring everything closer and then not too close also. Then certain things that we have to bring closer, they take it away. And those things which we can see from a distance, they have to bring it closer. Who is this? Come here. Come close. Oh, you are my grandson. Okay. So, senior. So, after that, no, after I am free from all this responsibility, later on I will do. When we read the manual, after using this whole universe, after living the life, I am reading tips for happy living. Already lived so many decades. It's not that it is useless, but we could have started earlier. That's the point. Earlier the better. That is why Puja Gurudev said, Bal Vihar, catch them young. Oh, we can't wait. Then later on we felt that no, Bal Vihar also is late. Let's do Shishu Vihar. So as soon as they come into this world, start. After that we felt no, that is also late. So we have Garbha Sanskar. Before they come, start education. So it is important to read this and know the secrets of this universe because it is a valid means of knowledge. Yes, although it is having information about all the fields of knowledge, but specifically in those areas which is beyond the scope of the senses and mind, this is the valid means. I will not know what will happen if I put my phone in the washing machine, right? Do I know? Have I ever done that? No. I will not know. But can I wash it there? Can I clean my phone by putting it into the washing machine or not? I have to read the manual. Is it not the valid means of knowledge? Or just someone comes and says, I washed it yesterday. It is fine. It's drying. After it dries up, then I will see. I have not turned it on yet. Well, just because somebody said I have done it, that cannot be valid means of knowledge. I have to check the manual whether I can do that or not. Why? Because it is beyond the scope of my senses for now. I have never done that. I have never ventured into that direction. So for me, right now, that aspect is beyond the scope of my senses and mind, and therefore I have to refer to the manual, and the manual says, keep it away from water. Okay. Understood. So similarly, Veda is more important, although it has knowledge about all the fields of knowledge, but more important in the areas which are beyond the scope of the senses and mind. And in this Veda, we find there are different types of classifications that have been made. The initial portion, when we say initial portion, it is not that it is a big book and then the first few pages is the initial portion and then the middle portion and then the last portion. It is not that kind. Initial portion means when we engage with the Vedas, initially we are guided into what to do, what not to do, how not to do, all these kinds of things, do's and don'ts. The knowledge of right action. What is to be done? What do you want in life? What are you looking for? And to attain this, what should you do? That kind of guidance. So the language is mystical, therefore we don't connect to it. But if we understand the style, we will understand, oh, this makes total sense. Even today, if I want to attain something, let us say I want to, be a national leader. Okay, very good. That is my aspiration. What should I do? And what should I not do? I have certain guidelines. And where do I find these guidelines? There are the books, there are libraries where such kind of guidance is available based on the subject matter wherever. So basic laws, I have to read political science. I have to get some knowledge about, okay, what is it? I have to have some knowledge of the history. I have to have knowledge of the people and then slowly act based on the guidelines and avoid anything that is not to be done so that I can get into those positions of leadership. Similarly, I want to become a doctor. I have to get the right guidance. I have to do what I'm supposed to do. I have to avoid what I'm not. And then, based on that, when I live, I will get its result. I want to earn a lot of money. There were two prisoners talking to each other. So, why are you inside? We said, no, nowadays, I don't know what to say. They put me in because for making money. So making money is not a crime in this country. Why are you? No, that's not right. That the money I made was a little larger than the currency. I was making money actually, literally. And it was larger than the government issued notes. So, so you should not do that. So don't do that. I should know. Who says that? We are driving a car on the road. I have to follow certain rules. So there is a set of rules. I should know that and follow accordingly. Then I'll be able to reach my destination on time. So everywhere we find this guideline is required. And Veda also gives this guideline. You want to attain Swarga? This is what you have to do. You want to attain a lot of wealth in this lifetime? This is what you have to do. So there are cause and effect. Do this to get this. So I want this, do this. So it's this whole guideline, and certain things not to do also, avoid. So all this, Veda, 20% of the Veda has this instructions, do's and don'ts. Oh. This portion of the Veda is called Karma Kanda, guidance on action. Karma Kanda. Performing action based on the guidance given in the Veda, one develops purity of mind and wants to go, slowly develops disinterest. I am not interested in going to just some higher realm like Swarga, etc. Then I want to go to something even beyond that. Swarga Loka doesn't interest me. I want to go to Brahma Loka. So similar to, I don't want to just be a leader in my community. I want to be the leader of the country, higher. And for that, we have to work more. There are subtler things that I need to know. I have to network. I need to get in touch with people, understand how things work. A subtler level of work is required. In the spiritual field, this is called as Upasana. Upasana is various spiritual practices which take me to subtler realms of experiences. Loka means a realm of experience. And at one point, so Veda, 80% of Veda is Karma Kanda, and then the next part is called Upasana Kanda. And if you have to quantify, maybe about 15% of the mantras is related to upasanas, different types of upasanas. And after performing these upasanas also, maybe gaining some results of the upasanas also, at some point I say, here also there is limitation. At the end of it, it's again cyclic. I have to come back, again restart. What is the point? I want to get out of all these things. I want to be liberated from this cycle. So that when it comes to me, I start questioning, who am I? Where have I come from? Is this the goal of my life? Just going to some higher realms, enjoying for some time, coming back. Is this all that life is all about? Is there something more to life? So I start questioning. And when I start questioning, that's when the Shishya is ready, that's when the Guru appears and guides us with the knowledge of the self. What is my real identity? I want to meet myself. And that's what is revealed through that last portion, which is called Jnana Kanda. So the entire body of Vedas divided into three parts: Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, Jnana Kanda. This Jnana Kanda, the last portion. Now, last again, when we say first, last, all these things, we have to understand it is not like Veda is a huge book, and the last few pages there is Jnana Kanda. First pages, initial, it is all karma. It's not like that. It is based on, as I said, it is based on dialogues between gurus and shishyas. So at some point, the shishya suddenly feels that no, I want to get out of all these things. Please instruct me in knowledge. So there is the mantras of Jnana Kanda also. But it is considered to be the end of Vedas, means the culmination of Vedas. Veda wants to take us to this knowledge ultimately. Because after that, there is nothing more to be attained. That's the final destination where the Veda leads us to. And therefore, this Jnana Kanda also is called as Vedanta. Veda Anta. The end of Vedas. End of means where the Veda wants to lead us to. Ultimate destination. Vedanta. And this Vedanta or Jnana Kanda has another name, and that name is Upanishad. Vedanto nama Upanishad Pramanam. Vedanta means Upanishad, which is a valid means of knowledge. Vedanto nama Upanishad Pramanam. So this is the Jnana Kanda portion, the knowledge portion. So what is the Upanishad going to reveal? It is not going to talk about what we should do, what we should not do, whether we do this, then what result we will get. It's not going to talk so much about it. It may give a glimpse of such things. But it is going to talk about the limitations of all these things and is interested in liberating us from that to go beyond all these things. And that's something beyond the scope of our senses and mind, and therefore it is a valid means of knowledge. So, one of the Upanishads are also many. As a body of knowledge, as Jnana Kanda Upanishad is only a singular word, there is only one Upanishad, means knowledge. But such instructions and dialogues between the gurus and the shishyas are documented in various parts of the Vedas. One of such Upanishad we are going to study, and that is called the Mundakopanishad. So we should know where that Upanishad stands and what we are, connecting to through these sessions. So we will get into the journey of the Upanishad after Navaratri. So during Navaratri, what will we do? So Navaratri starts tomorrow. So mornings 10:30 to 12, we're going to have Navaratri is to be celebrated in the worship of the mother. So we are going to have 3 days worship of the mother in the form of Durga, 3 days in the form of Lakshmi, and last 3 days in the form of Saraswati. The significance of this celebration and also some understanding of the few stotrams that are dedicated, hymns that are dedicated to the mother, we will be also understanding through this time. We'll have some ritualistic worship also. We'll have some singing, chanting also. So it's going to be a celebration. Can't say week, but it's going to be 10 days of celebration. So till 24th, we are going to have these celebrations, the 9 days of Navaratri, and the 10th day is Vijayadashmi. And after that, we will meet again on 25th, that is Ekadashi. We will begin our journey into the Mundakopanishad. This evening, today being the last day of Shraddha Paksha, we're going to have this uh, talk on what is this Shraddha and what are the various, there may be some misconceptions, there may be some questions and doubts. Why is it to be performed? What is the attitude behind performing this? What are the few rituals that we do? And along with understanding, we'll also offer some prayers for all our ancestors who have, you know, embarked upon the onward journey. So we will do that this evening, and Mundakopanishad will begin after Navaratri. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ